Toyota has clearly established itself as the market leader for hybrid technology, and this vehicle, the 2014 Highlander Hybrid, is no exception. Now, one of the interesting notes about this vehicle is that the average household income is almost double what it is of a standard non-hybrid Highlander. Toyota recognizes that these buyers have moved more upscale, so they've eliminated the hybrid base model. Now the Limited is the base model, followed by the upgraded Platinum package. Toyota has been manufacturing the Highlander since 2001. This 2014 model behind me represents the third generation, and as expected, it's bigger, it's better, it's more comfortable, and the interior and exterior design improvements should help make the Highlander one of the top vehicles in the segment. A growing number of families simply do not want to drive minivans. So in the past they turned to SUVs, but because of high gas prices, they are now turning to crossovers. The Highlander is certainly at the top of the segment, and the Highlander Hybrid is the most fuel efficient 7 or 8 passenger crossover in America, period. Now, the reason you could tell that this is a hybrid is because it's got this blue logo, which is what Toyota does to signify that the car is actually green. So let's talk a little bit about styling. They wanted to make the front a lot more aggressive. They did that by expanding the grille, making it a little more truck-like. You can kind of see a little bit of Tundra in there. The front headlights have been dramatically stretched. The hood has been heightened. Overall, the vehicle is almost 3 inches longer. A very aggressive design from Toyota, which is not something we're used to seeing. Toyota's new styling continues in the back. As you can see, there's a much more aggressive tailgate. I think it looks great. Very reminiscent of the new Dodge Durango, a little bit of Mazda CX-9 in there. Now, this great styling continues on the inside. Every hybrid Highlander gets a power liftgate, as it should. These cars cost around $50,000, and it's really kind of the third row option almost for the Lexus brand, because the RX only comes with 2 rows. So if you wanted an RX with 3 rows and you want to get 28 miles to the gallon, this could be a really good option. There's a lot of technology going on under the hood of the 2014 Highlander Hybrid. It all starts with a 3.5-liter V6 engine. It's one of Toyota's most popular engines. That's made it to 3 electric motors, 2 up front, 1 in the back. The net horsepower is 280. And every Highlander Hybrid will be all-wheel drive and will be mated to a CVT, or continuously variable transmission. Even though the Highlander Hybrid weighs almost 6,300 pounds, that's by far the heaviest in the segment, it still manages to get the best fuel economy of any 3-row crossover in America at 28 miles combined city and highway. And when you're a hybrid owner, that's what you expect. When you look back here, you actually have over 30% more cargo space than the outgoing model, which is really wonderful depending on how you use your vehicle. You have a very versatile third row seat. It used to be a 50-50 split, now it's a 40-60 split. But what I really like is what's going on in the second seat. You have these captain's chairs. You could have this as an 8-passenger vehicle if you wanted to, but I prefer the 7-passenger configuration, because with those captain's chairs, you have some separation between the passengers in the second row. As much as Toyota improved the exterior styling of the 2014 Highlander Hybrid, they spent even more time and effort on the interior, and the results are tremendous. So we have a completely new interior, all new materials, a very soft touch and high quality materials. You have an 8-inch navigation screen standard on all of the Highlander Hybrids. It's a great screen. It's got the Intune system, which works very well. You also have new gauges and a 4.2-inch information screen centered between the gauges. Gives you all sorts of information like your fuel economy and tire pressure, etc. So overall, dramatic improvements to not only the dashboard, but also the seating area. These are perforated seats, which means they can be heated or cooled. And you also have this panoramic sunroof as an option. Toyota has made great improvements to not only the interior of the all-new Highlander Hybrid, but also the ride quality. There's an all-new rear suspension. You have electronic steering, which really helps the overall driving of the vehicle. And I think they've just done a great job. Yeah, the vehicle is expensive. Yes, it's heavy, but you do get the best fuel economy of any 8-passenger crossover in the segment. If you opt to choose the 2014 Highlander Hybrid over the non-hybrid version, it's about a $6,000 upgrade, and depending on how many miles you drive a year, that extra 20% in fuel savings you're going to get is going to take you a long time to recoup. But what we're told is that the typical Highlander hybrid buyer is more affluent, and they don't really care about that. You get an extra 10 horsepower. You get the satisfaction of knowing you're doing something great for the environment. So there you have it, the 2014 Toyota Highlander hybrid.